Coming up on BCN today, police continue to search for an Alberta man whose burned-out truck was discovered in BC. And a school bus crash north of Edmonton sends several children to hospital in critical condition. Plus, Lethbridge police have an update on the WATCH program's success.
Your Canada. Your Southern Alberta. Your stories. From our studios in the heart of Lethbridge, it's BCN Today with Jeanette Roche.
Hello, and thank you for joining us. Police are still searching for an Alberta man after his missing burned-out truck was found in British Columbia. 26-year-old Marshall Iwasa was last seen November 17th in Lethbridge. He told his family he was headed to Calgary, but never arrived. Last week, Pemberton RCMP were notified about the burned-out 2009 GMC Sierra with an Alberta plate. Iwasa is described as 5 feet 11 inches tall, around 170 pounds, with brown hair, brown eyes, and a mustache. He was last seen wearing a green hoodie, gray toque, red high-top shoes, and black pants. If you've seen him, call Crime Stoppers right away at 1-800-222-8477. The Alberta legislature adjourned for a few hours yesterday after a shooting on the front steps of the building. Members of the legislature were debating a bill in the chamber when the speaker interrupted to privately brief them on an issue. Edmonton police are saying that what happened was non-criminal, and authorities blocked the entrances to the public square in front of the legislature while they investigated a body. Premier Jason Kenney and opposition NDP leader Rachel Notley both issued statements that anyone who's suffering from mental illness or needs help should call the province-wide mental health helpline at 1-877-303-2642. More than a dozen students were sent to hospital, including 5 in critical condition following a school bus crash in rural Alberta yesterday morning. The chairwoman of the Aspen View Public Schools Board of Trustees called yesterday's crash the fear of every parent in rural Alberta who puts their child on a school bus each morning. Candice Nicapello said in a statement that the hearts of families throughout Aspen View and rural Alberta go out to those involved. The bus and a truck mounting a crane collided at about 8:30 a.m. near Smoky Lake, about 115 kilometers northeast of Edmonton. Police say the driver of the crane was taken to hospital with minor injuries, and a passenger in the vehicle was not injured. The province's nurses union says 750 positions will be eliminated over the next 3 years, while public school teachers and staff at post-secondary schools also faced job losses. The president of the Alberta Union of Provincial Employees, Guy Smith, says in total 5,900 of his members might be laid off, and he says those members are prepared to take action.
I was just in a meeting with all of our local chairs today, and I said, please prepare your members for potential job action if needed once we go into negotiations next year on a number of different collective agreements, because we may not be able to get a negotiated settlement at the table, and we need to be prepared to take action. My biggest concern is we're seeing a government that's acting very aggressively, recklessly, with no respect for the women and men on the front lines of the public service, and a disregard for labor relations processes, and seem bound and determined to lead us into a conflict, which is unfortunate, but it's one that we've been preparing our members for many months, and it appears that that's on the horizon now.
Premier Jason Kenney was one of 13 premiers attending the Council of the Federation in Mississauga, Ontario yesterday. The province and territorial leaders left their Monday meeting in agreement. They will work together to press Ottawa on 4 priority areas of economic competitiveness. Those include the fiscal stabilization program, healthcare and infrastructure funding, and northern priorities. A spokesman for Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland said that she's open and keen to discuss those issues. Meanwhile, Kenney says our country's premiers are backing key aspects of Alberta's fair Deal Plan, which will hold its first official town hall meeting tonight in Edmonton. A month ago, Kenney announced the panel, which is tasked with looking at ways to make Alberta more independent from Ottawa and advance the province's economic interests. Ideas that have already been floated include withdrawing from the Canada Pension Plan in favor of a new provincial agency, creating a separate police service, and establishing a formalized provincial constitution. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is in London for a meeting of the NATO military alliance. The Prime Minister will seek to reinforce the importance of NATO during an event with his Dutch counterpart. That's before heading to Buckingham Palace for a formal dinner with the Queen, U.S. President Donald Trump, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, and others. The meeting will also mark the alliance's 70th anniversary. It was established by the U.S., Canada, and several Western European countries after the Second World War to guard against the Soviet Union. Well, you see them everywhere in downtown Lethbridge. The Watch program, modeled after similar programs in Vancouver and Winnipeg, is an initiative to enhance community safety downtown. Highly visible by their red shirts, Watch patrollers are deployed throughout the year to connect people with the appropriate response from police or other emergency medical services.
We are responding to more and more mental health calls daily. Our officers on the front line are being tied up with dealing with things that are really health-related issues. Sometimes they become police matters for sure, but again, at the end of the day, a lot of times we're the default to police service, right? We're the default to service within the community because people just really don't know what they do. So we have to have some of these programs in place to try and reduce some of our time and resources on that.
Volunteers will also provide direction, first aid, and other assistance, including a safe walk program. The City of Lethbridge is looking at handing off school bus operations to the public and Catholic school divisions. At Monday's Community Issues Committee meeting, the two school divisions presented information pertaining to the current transportation delivery system, illustrating the benefits to the three partners, including students and Lethbridge taxpayers.
Our message today is, we can really sit and talk about the concerns that you have, rightfully so, as someone who's providing a service that isn't necessarily part of their core business. But I think that we also want to be able to demonstrate that there are huge advantages to the community, to the citizens that they serve, by maintaining a relationship with us, and that we believe there's always been open dialogue, there's always been authentic discussion, there's always been transparency, and we're hoping that in fact that can continue to be the case.
We fully understand that we've got a great partnership with the city and two school divisions. We know that it doesn't cost the city any money. There was some indication there was some hidden costs. We know that that's not factual. We also know that if we wanted to have a conversation around liability, we can address that as well. This is a great service for both school divisions, for the students, for parents, and we just want to try and ensure that City Council understands that and makes the right decision for us to continue in this long-standing partnership.
The school divisions say they were not included in any consultation during the operational review, and that risk and liability had never been flagged in the past. Operation Red Nose kicked off their campaign over the weekend in Lethbridge. Just over $2,400 was collected and 102 safe rides were given. The program is in its 25th year and uses volunteers to drive people home in their own vehicles to avoid drinking and driving. Through donations from clients, Operation Red Nose currently has 110 volunteers, but are looking for more. If you can help out, contact the University of Lethbridge at the email you see below. Woods Homes is a children's mental health center. They provide treatment and support to kids and families with mental health needs. It's based in Calgary, but has a support group here in Lethbridge. They're holding their annual Mall Madness, looking for donations of new or gently used toys and household items. With these donations, their youth will be able to pick out gifts this Christmas for members of their family.
Our Mall Madness event is an annual event that we put on for the children and youth of Woods Homes. It's a day where they can come and have fun, make a craft, and shop for items without actually having to spend any money. They can gather items to give away to their family members and loved ones, and actually have something to put under the tree. It's happening this Friday afternoon. We're looking for donations of all kinds. So what we're looking for is gift items for people of all ages, from babies to adults, and we're hoping to have them gathered in by this Thursday.
You can drop off your donation at Woods Homes, located at 312 3rd Avenue South. Well, you may have noticed that your car insurance rates have gone up. Many insurance companies say they are losing money. Mark Feehan is with Fair Alberta Injury Regulators. He says, don't believe everything you hear when it comes to insurance companies saying they're in the red.
So far this year, just by way of example, one insurance company, AMA, everybody knows who AMA is, they have made in the first half of this year profit before taxes of over $32 million. So, right. So how are they losing money? We have said to the insurance industry, if you're saying you're losing money, open your books. Let us have a look at your books. And they have just ignored us.
Catch the full interview with Mark Feehan from FAIR discussing the insurance industry coming up in the second half of our show. A U.S. citizen on the FBI's most wanted terrorist list has been charged with additional crimes involving ties to Somalia's al-Shabaab rebel group, according to a federal indictment unsealed Monday.
Today we're here to ask the public's assistance, here and abroad, to report information leading to the capture of Jihad Sirwan Mustafa, one of the FBI's most wanted terrorists. We're also publicizing the reward offer of up to $5 million for information leading to Mustafa's arrest under the Rewards for Justice program in coordination with the Department of State. The FBI is requesting any information that could lead to the apprehension of Jihad Mustafa. This is Jihad Mustafa. Listen to his voice.
We would like to praise the continuous efforts of Harakat Shabab al-Mujahideen, who, while operating under extremely difficult circumstances, have made it their priority to help their Muslim brothers and sisters with exceptional dignity and grace, and have risen above the lies and deceit circulated by the hypocritical Western media.
Let me remind you, Mustafa has been implicated in the use of improvised explosive devices to commit violent acts in Somalia on behalf of al-Shabaab.
3 people were killed when a single-engine plane crashed while attempting to land at the San Antonio, Texas International Airport. San Antonio Fire Chief Charles Hood said the pilot reported having engine trouble and was trying to make an emergency landing.
Information that we have at this time was there was a small single-engine airplane that took off from Sugar Land Airport, was on their way to Bernie, developed some type of engine trouble indicator, decided to call an Alert 2. And Alert 2 means they were going to come to San Antonio International and try to make an emergency landing. We received that call for the emergency landing. Unfortunately, that plane landed or fell short behind me about 150 yards. Units arrived, found the plane almost on the sidewalk, kind of on the sidewalk half of the street. There were no commercial buildings hit, no apartment complexes. We are confirming 3 fatalities at this time. The next phase of this, which will be the extrication, removal, and the investigation, which are all going to kind of go hand in hand.
A Wisconsin police chief says an officer shot an armed male student at a suburban Milwaukee high school Monday after the suspect pointed his gun at officers.
At approximately 10:17 a.m., a student reported that a male student was reported to have brought a handgun to the school and was currently in possession of this handgun. The school's resource officer immediately responded to the classroom. The suspect would not remove his hands from his pocket and continued to ignore officers' commands. The suspect removed the handgun from his waistband and pointed it at the officers. An officer was forced to discharge his firearm, striking the suspect.
Well, the meltdown continues in our region as we will get up into the double-digit temperatures over the next few days. Just watch out for that crazy wind. Complete weather details are coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. Here's a look at our weather highlights for today and tomorrow in Lethbridge. Today, mainly cloudy skies, but a high of 9 degrees and a low of only 3 degrees overnight. Tomorrow, we're going to get up into a double-digit temperature there of 10 degrees and possible flurries, though, with scattered clouds. Looking ahead to the 5-day forecast, we're going to see mainly sunny skies over the next week or so. A high of 3 degrees coming up on Thursday, but 10 degrees again on Friday, and then 8 degrees Saturday, going down to 0 on Sunday, and then rising back up to 6 degrees on Monday. Mainly sunny skies throughout the rest of the week. Maybe a little bit of scattered clouds there on Sunday. Chance of some wind, though, as well, so watch out for that. The average highs and low temperatures of this time of year, according to the almanac, they tell us that the high temperature should be around 1 degree, the low around -10. The high temperature on this day was in 1988, that is, sorry, was 14 degrees, and the low was -31 in 1972. The sun rose this morning at 8:09 a.m. and will be setting this afternoon at 4:33 p.m., about 2 minutes shorter of a day than we had yesterday. Days getting shorter and shorter. Looking to the west coast, rain is expected today in Victoria and Vancouver, highs of 8 degrees in both of those cities. Edmonton, a high of 5 degrees, mix of sun and cloud as well, expected in Calgary today with a high of 7 degrees. Looking over to Saskatchewan, we're going to see scattered clouds throughout the region as well. Saskatoon will be expecting a high of 1 degree, a high of 2 degrees in Regina, and Winnipeg will see lots of sunshine today with a high of 0 degrees. Looking over to the east in Toronto, scattered clouds with a 1 degree high. Ottawa and Montreal will have similar temperatures, a high of -2 degrees with lots of sunshine over there. And then looking over to the Maritimes, Fredericton will see some precipitation in the form of possible flurries and also some showers there, a high of -1. Showers expected, though, in the rest of the region. Halifax and St. John's both expecting rain with highs of 6 degrees, and Charlottetown a high of 4 degrees with rain as well. That's your forecast. Here's a look at your community.
Here's your Bridge City News Community Calendar. The YWCA Lethbridge and District's annual Stockings of Hope campaign is underway until Monday, December 16th. Each year, this initiative helps women in crisis experience the joy of the Christmas season by providing them with gifts and much-needed personal items. Residents and businesses can stop by the YWCA to adopt the stocking and fulfill a Christmas wish by purchasing some or all of the gifts on the list, then return the gifts unwrapped to the YWCA by December 16th. For more information about this worthy cause, call 403-329-0088. Martin Brothers Funeral Chapels invite you to attend their annual Holiday Remembrance Program on December 3rd at 7 p.m. at their Riverview Chapel. Holidays can be a difficult time for many who have lost a loved one, and this event gives an opportunity to honor those who have left us and support those who are still with us. For more information, call Martin Brothers at 403-328-2361. Come for a festive evening to Crossroads Counseling's Shine the Light Christmas Celebration and Fundraiser on Friday, December 6th, beginning at 6 p.m. at the Coast Lethbridge Hotel. Enjoy a full-course dinner, a silent auction, and live musical entertainment featuring the Freedom House Choir, Westside Choir, and the Evangelical Free Church Praise Choir. Tickets are $50 per person and can be purchased at the Crossroads Counseling Office. And that's your Bridge City News Community Calendar.
Some of you have already started Christmas shopping over the weekend due to Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Well, today's daily life hack will help you overcome a pesky frustration we all experience when wrapping gifts. When you're wrapping packages, you know how annoying it is when you can't find the edge of the tape? Then when you do find it, it's surprisingly difficult to get it off the roll. The solution is a simple bread clip. There's a good chance that you have one of these laying around, and all you need to do is tuck it under the edge of the tape. This custom grab tape will save your spot without damaging the tape at all, and it makes a nice little handle for pulling the tape up when you need it. If you don't have a bread clip, try using a coin instead. There you go, and that's your daily life hack. Well, it's so satisfying to watch people working fast and efficient at their jobs. We searched the internet and found a compilation of people doing what they do best. Check this out. Well, some of those people were faster than machines. So what's that? In-your-face artificial intelligence. The Christian Institute says primary schools in the United Kingdom should not be intimidated into creating a pro-LGBTQ curriculum. John Denning is the Christian Institute's education officer. He says it follows a guide from the lobby group Stonewall, which says schools have to ensure lessons are LGBTQ inclusive.
These comments seem designed to intimidate schools. Of course, schools must do all they can to combat any and all bullying. But Ofsted are not specifically looking for this type of approach. There's nothing in the inspection documents that requires schools to teach LGBT issues across the curriculum. Our new booklet, Equipped for Equality, helps parents understand what schools can and can't do in the name of equality law and human rights.
The insurance industry says a big reason why your rates have gone up is because they're losing money. But is that really the case? Mark Freehan with Fair Alberta Injury Regulators begs to differ. He explains why right after the break.